Hi. I thought it would be a lovely idea, a good idea, to spend a few minutes each day to study some Torah as we get closer to Rosh Hashanah. Unfortunately, we are in lockdown. We cannot gather in Shule to study. So this would be an appropriate place to discuss some Torah thoughts with some relevant messages to inspire ourselves, to inspire each other. I came across this wonderful sefer, this wonderful book called Psychology from the Talmud, which I find fascinating because it gleans ancient wisdom from the Talmudic sages, from their conversations, from their debate, and derives lessons, modern practical lessons from them. And it discusses topics as growth and such as growth and change and joy and perception and so on. So let's spend a few moments each day to study something from this book, from this sefer. And it begins on the very first page of the Talmud, the tractate of Brachot, where the Mishnah discusses when is the appropriate time to recite the evening Shema. When is the right time to say Shema at night? And the very first question that the Talmud poses on this Mishnah, it says, wait a second, don't we recite Shema twice a day, in the morning and the evening? Why are you focusing on the evening Shema? Rather focus on the morning Shema. Shouldn't we be focusing on the light, on the positive? Shouldn't you be beginning the Talmud with something positive? Morning represents light. Why are we then discussing the Shema in the evening? And the Gemara proceeds to explain why in this particular case the Mishnah began by discussing the evening Shema first, notwithstanding this important question of start with the positive. But the very question itself from our sages teaches us something very, very powerful and important. When someone begins their words, their conversation with positivity, it indicates that their focus is on the positive. When we see the world as a positive and cheerful place, this perspective will be evident in our speech, because our speech follows the way we think. You know, one of the modern therapies in psychology today is CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy. And it's the idea that events don't lead directly to emotions, meaning we all experience different things in life, and how we react to them depends on our thought process, depends how we process that particular event. That's how our emotions will respond. It is our thoughts and perceptions about the event that lead to the emotion. And sometimes these thoughts are conscious and we recognize having them. And at other times they are subtle. They are automatic thoughts that go unnoticed unless we are actively looking for them, discussing them as we are now. Because every person has certain core beliefs about themselves, about other people, and about the world. And these core beliefs affect the automatic thoughts that we have in any given situation. Two people can have very different emotional reactions to the same event because their core beliefs, their thought process, the way they perceive particular events and people are very different. So from the Gemara's question, from the Talmud's question as to why the Mishnah didn't begin with a logical choice of morning before evening, our sages are teaching us on the very first page of the Talmud that we are to work on ourselves, to develop positive core beliefs. Because when we view the world as a place of light, a place of happiness, well then our focus will be positive. And this attitude will be evident in our speech. And we will begin our conversations with positivity and with light. So today's lesson from the Talmud is all about developing core positive beliefs. And then we will find our focus, our speech, our self-talk will gravitate towards the positive as well. Let's have a wonderfully positive day. Take care.